What is happening, everyone? Jim here, you know the channel name. Taking the TF2 back out for another run. Did some changes to it since that last run. Let's take a quick peek here. Peel the body off the old girl. Number one, right off the bat, rotated that motor back down into the chassis. Could not stand it up there in the 1 o'clock position. So I clocked that baby right back down into the chassis. A little peek at our Team Brewed Chaos motor. At least you can read the label on this angle. The next thing that I did was some serious work to those RC 4-wheel drive 1.9 Interco IROC Super Swampers. Did some major carving on these babies and opened them right up. New tread pattern on them. Standard RCAD style with a basic tractor style tread pattern on there. That is what works best in most off-road situations out here. And definitely doubled up on our tire flex overall because we just eliminated half of the rubber on the tire. So extreme rubber flex going on. Here's what they were looking like originally. And they're still pretty flexible right here. But once again, after removing half the rubber, these babies really are spongy. Taking a quick look at the TF2 here, everybody. This is for a friend of mine, STP Ridgeline. Guys and gals, please check out his channel. The name is easy to find. Go into my channel, look at the people that I'm subscribed to. STP Ridgeline. Please check out his channel. Subscribe him if you can. He needs 200 more subscribers. Wounded vet. Got wounded. Fighting for all of us in America. So please, feel free. Go check him out. He's a cool dude. He's got an awesome backyard RC trail park going on back there. TF2s, other vehicles. Check him out. So this is for STP Ridgeline. Let me peel off my winch here. Winch line. Let me rephrase that. Making use of my spare tire holder back here. Holding a rear tow line. Checking out the body mounts on the TF2. My body is lifted on the truck. And I have a homemade lift on here using some plastic plates. And it's just held in with a couple of small screws that are coming back out the other way. And then the tension of the body itself holds it in place. And I tell you what, it is strong. You guys and gals have seen this thing rolling over countless times. I've been using this body mount setup for years. And this truck has rolled over hundreds of times since I put those on there. And it's survived every time. Body has never popped off. Great system. Real easy to hook up and disconnect. A lot easier with two hands. Orb flying by there. You just grab it, pull it apart like that. Go to the other side of the vehicle. We'll do this on camera here. Pull it apart like that. And bam, good to go. Comes right off. Taking a look at the body mounts. Once again, easy deal. Couple plastic plates. Removed the little side steps there. Left the brackets in place for the side steps on the bottom. And then just ran two small screws right there, coming back out the other way. Which we're not going to see past my winch controller, and I got two winch controllers there, a wired winch controller and a wireless winch controller. A wireless winch controller is going to my winch. Wired winch controller goes to my lights, so I can key my lights on and off on my radio via a two-position switch. So there's a look at those body mounts there, Ridgeline. Little body lift. And if you're using your stock body mounts, Ridgeline, you can just run in a couple of grub screws. Just run a grub screw in so it's just barely sticking out. Just barely sticking out like that. Just you leave a little tang sticking off the end. And you can do the same thing. Just pull the body apart and pop it back on. So real easy disconnect on that. Yeah, pretty basic under here, everybody. Axial AE5, been in here for 3 years. Had a mouse chew through my ESC wire the other day, so I had to do a little repairing on that one. Once again, double winch controllers, both plastic dips, so the watertight transmission, 2-speed transmission. But it's literally arc welded in the low range. So I arc welded it in the low range just so I could eliminate all of that rolling slop, all the free rolling slop that the TF2s are known for with the 2-speed trans. So that's welded into low range. Protect 370 TBL Black Label steering servo, putting out 600 inch-ounces of torque on 6 volts of electricity. Looking at the shocks, once again, these are some Tamiya TXT Clodbuster 96mm oil-filled shocks, and I had to trim the springs, so I literally put a pair of vice grips down here, not vice grips, but large hemostats on the spring, heated it up with a torch, and then came in with a pair of wire cutters and removed 4 coils from each spring all the way around, just to give it a little bit more squish. Front basic setup, We have some RC 4-wheel drive super soft leaf springs. I used to run these just as a leaf spring itself, but I started breaking leaf springs left and right. So then I decided it was more advantageous to run the small leaf and the next one up along with the full-size leaf. That way it gives it a little bit more strength, so you don't get axle wrap going on. And if you do get axle wrap, you're less likely to break the springs. TerraFlex revolver on the front, shooter shackles, I like that, and stock perches on the back. Very back here of the rear axle, we have TerraFlex Z-boxes on the back, TerraFlex revolvers on the very back, those same Tamiya 96mm shocks. Looking at our springs, I'm running a standard spring pack in the back, all but the one mid-size spring. So we just have the smallest one, the next size up, and then the largest one, and that's all I have on the back. No lift blocks on the back, but I do have degree shims back there. Those are polished aluminum, but I colored them red with a Sharpie. And then there's a small O-ring mounted in between the leaf springs and the shim there, just to give me a little bit extra flex. Same on the front, one large lift block on the front axle, 1 degree shim, and then you can see those O-rings right there on each side. So that is what we're looking like on the front. And I've been doing that for years as well, running this exact setup on it. And it seems to work out pretty good. I'm checking out the vehicle flex. It used to flex a little bit more than this. I did have the standard RC 4-wheel drive 100mm shocks on it all the way around, so it used to flex out more than this. But it does pretty good right where it's sitting. Right now I have to push in on it a little bit to get that spring to collapse the rest of the way. But it's got some pretty decent flex out of it. That's on our front end. And the back end gets up just a wee bit higher there, just a pinch, about a 1/4 inch higher for the back end on that. So pretty good flex, more in the back than it has on the front. Not too bad for a TF2, tell you what. And when I was running my 100mm shocks on it, I did have a little bit more length and a little bit more twist. Right now I just have these 96mm shocks on it, so losing a little bit of travel overall with those guys. But it paid off just because it made such a difference with its overall handling and ride and whatnot, having these Tamiya TXT Clodbuster shocks on here. For drive shafts, I am running RC 4-wheel drive steel Punisher drive shafts, front and rear. Had these on there for quite a while, so they're starting to get some slop in the U-joints. And then my transfer case skid plate right there is a Boom Racing low profile transfer case skid plate. The thing that I haven't shown anybody, really, are the output shafts on the transfer case. I get this to spin around here. The output shafts, front and rear, on the transfer case used to extend into this drive shaft cup quite a bit. And every time the drive shaft would rotate, the little ears on the end of the drive shaft would catch that shaft, and it would make the truck hop. So I took off both drive shaft end links here, couplers, and literally took a bandsaw, or not a bandsaw, but a cutoff saw, and cut down the shafts on each of these just to give me a little bit more room there. And that helped out quite a bit, not getting that hop anymore every time the drive shaft rotates. Here's a quick look at the truck, and once again, everyone, please, whoever subscribed to my channel, check out STP Ridgeline. Check out his channel, look at my channel, look at who I'm subscribed to, and then click on his channel and subscribe his channel. He needs 200 more people, everyone. Let's give him those 200 more people. Good guy. STP Ridgeline. Let's get down to the video. Try to skip all the boring areas. Coming up and over and dropping down into the frog pond. So we're readjusting and make our way back out of here. I don't expect any problems in this area, but I'm going to roll through it just to see if we can load up our tires. Because that is one thing that I'm kind of looking to see if we made an improvement on. It almost seems like the turning radius got better. I know that didn't happen, but it might just be hooking up a little bit better. Going up to the log pile. No messing around, we'll go right up to the steepest portion of it. boy, huge difference right there between the last time and this time. Didn't really have any problems last time, but it definitely made it up a lot faster this time. Our next dropped-in location. Oh, a little axle snag. The big rack. Axle snag. Tires actually might be sitting a little bit lower to the ground. Since we cut the treads there and made them a little bit more squishy. Definitely better departure coming off of that rock since our last run. I had to back up on the last run and reposition myself. I got a back axle snagging on the rock back there. Rear pinion. Not the tire's fault. See if we can navigate this real storm damage section here from when the big beech tree came down and landed on the track. I got my back bumper snagged on the departure log. Oh, she's doing it. Oh, what's a wicked angle. That is a wicked angle we got going on there. Oh, we might tip. I don't think we're going to make it over that guy. We did make it through. First brick hill. Shouldn't be a problem with this. Wasn't a problem last time. Coming back down the back edge, test out our hill braking once again with that Team Brewed Chaos 35 turn motor, 3-segment motor. Hill braking is phenomenal. And we might have a little issue on this next one. Those bricks look pretty saturated there. Oh, we're getting one tire in the air. And we have one back tire off and in between the row of bricks there. That is no good. It's a straight up wall on that little board that's in between the bricks. Yeah. The bricks are a little wet. See if we can steer a little to the left here. There we go. Skip the boring stuff. Let's try to hit up this other rock hill over here. Just to the left of that brick hill we just ran up. This can be a bad spot. A lot of beach sand down the bottom, fills up in between the rocks, so it makes it tough to get traction. With just about any vehicle. You hear those tires trying to grab. Not having it right there. Climbing up the tree. Yeah, depending on your wheelbase, this spot right here can really play havoc on your vehicle. 313mm wheelbase vehicles seem to get up that without a problem. Trailfinder 2 at 287mm, a little bit tougher sometimes. Spot drop in. Head over to the teeter totter. And tire off. One tire in the air. Nope. TF2 is a little bit narrow for the teeter totter. Keeps wanting to fall off the side there. Let's see if we can run up the rocky side path here. Gotta say, had an easier time with the Bronco with the tracks on it in the spot. The TF2 is no TRX4. TRX4. We still made it. Back around by the log cabin here, see if we can load our tires up a little bit and see how they perform in the moist conditions, which is what I was cutting them out for. Last video we had a little bit of trouble right in this area. Still having a little bit of trouble in that area. Oh, we walked right up it. I take that back. Going around the town of Old Stump here. Pretty vacant town at the moment. One cabin there looks more like an old jailhouse. We're going to bypass the sandhill today on the small sandhill portion and go for the tree root section, which is pretty gnarly here. This is another bypass that's just to the right of the sandhill. And this one is pretty steep. As you can see with my Spectrum DX4C radio, that tree root is inverted as well. Gives you an idea on some definition of how tall the gap is there. We got the front end over just fine, but the rear pinion and drive shafts is getting snagged up on that tree root. Until we found our tipping point. And something's clicking up front there here. Go up a lesser angle here. Oh yeah. Goals for today, trying it out on the big sand hill and seeing how she can do on this with our open up tread pattern. We walked it. First shot, all the way up to the top. Not bad. Let's go a little bit slower. As soon as you get on the gas, man, those babies clean right out. That is nice. A bit of axle hop. That's not what we're looking for here. Just gotta try to tear up the hill a little bit. As well as trying to creep up it. I want to tear it up a little bit. Make it a little bit challenging for it. Tearing it up. And we're still making it up without a problem. That was nice and torn up, that is for sure. Tires appear to be somewhat loaded right now, driving slow, but once again, as soon as we get on the gas, those babies are going to clean right out. Well, until we got to that point. Still doing better than we were the last time. That's for sure. They clean out when you hit the gas, whereas before they didn't. That hill is definitely getting stirred up though, I can tell you what. Yeah, still walking up it though. Or running up it, I should say. Back over to the rock hill again. Coming into the over-under rock bridge. Differential snag going on back here. You get so spoiled by the TRX4. Now this one's pretty wild. It's a black orb. I've never seen a black orb before, but zooming in on it, it's definitely not a fleck of dust, not dirt or anything of that matter. It's actually arcing as it drops down. And yeah, black orb. Let's check it out. TRX4s with the portal axles and the Gen 8 with the portal axles. TF2 with those boom racing axles. I tell you what, man, those ring and pinions really hang down. We were getting crossed up in that one. the log crossing. This spot can be just downright brutal with any vehicle. It doesn't look like much, but man, is it deceiving. All those little sticks that I'm climbing on right now are all pitching downhill towards us. Pretty much wet beach sand in between them all. And they're wet logs, essentially. A lot of people have trouble in this area with any vehicle. And we made it up. Coming out from underneath the over under brick bridge. Climbing up on Raptor Rock. Making hard lefts. Continuing up the path if we can. Oh, more rear axle snag going on back there. Now this makes things all the more interesting with the old TF2. There, we're showing off some articulation. Sliding off the course. Those boom racing axles, boy, they love to get snagged on just about everything. Great turning radius, but man, you really pay the price with the differentials hanging down like that. Talk about being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Back over Raptor Rock again. This time we're heading off to the right. This time we are heading up the other path. Still dealing with those boom racing axles snagging on every little booger in sight. They sure do look pretty. Yeah, that rock right here is a tough nut to crack with any vehicle, especially when you do that. Or that. Almost had it. We almost had it. Ah, we got it. Saved. Saved the day. Rear's all jacked up, but that's alright. We're going right back into it. The TF2 is a champion. Their mirror squared away. Now we're about to see a whole flurry of orbs flying through the camera here, everyone. I'm going to start driving the truck forward here in a second in slow motion, and then we're going to see the flurry come through, almost like a flurry of snow flying through the camera lens. And we're also going to hear a voice that's not my voice, and it either says hi or die. I'm not too sure, but it's not my voice, and it can also be heard on another video that I have. Evidence of Purgatory is the name of that video, and it's at 21 minutes and 53 seconds. You can hear the exact same voice saying the exact same thing. That voice we're listening for is coming up right here on our next little slow motion segment. Start listening for it right about now. There was our voice, everyone. Once again, my other video, Evidence of Purgatory, you can hear the exact same voice, exact same tone, saying the exact same words twice in a row at 21 minutes and 53 seconds to 22 minutes and 10 seconds. Last time we went up this hill was with the TRX4 Bronco and the tracks, and that was a few days ago, and those are the ruts from the Bronco still on the hill. Let's see how the old TF2 handles her. Pretty rutted up little hill here off on the side. Pretty gnarly rut coming up the one side there with erosion. Oh. Pretty steep hill. Back into that rut. There'll be no crawling up this one. Oh, baby, big, there you go. That's where we started from. Yeah, we didn't run the whole course by any means. We've got Prometheus over there, our log crossing, our other rock obstacles, the big sand hill way, way back in the back there, old stump way back over yonder there, which you can't even see because it's so far back. Our over under log bridges way over there, teeter-totter, and the whole rest of the nonsense. Old stump. That is way back there. Sand hill. Way over there. Here she be, rolling out of the park. Up to the makeshifter podium. And there we go, everybody. That was our run with our Team Brood 35 turn Chaos motor. Our new custom carved RC 4-wheel drive Interco iRock Super Swampers, which definitely clean out better when you're on the gas compared to how they were before. Obviously working better in the sandy conditions and what have you. Motor seems to be holding up okay in that lower position there. So once again, paid right around $65 US for that motor. So I wasn't really too hip on the idea of having it so close to Mother Nature. So on my first run, I had it mounted in that 1 o'clock position. This next round, obviously back down in a 5 o'clock position. I like it much better right down there. Truck definitely handles better like that. And once again, tires did much better on this run. So that's going to do it, everyone. Very much appreciated for y'all sticking around and watching the video.